Coming up, part two with Baseball Hall of Famer Rod Carew. First, we caught up with the Yankees, who are back in business in the Bronx.
Feels good to be back on the field. I was, kept inching, trying to, kind of push them on the regimen a little bit on what we could do because, my body was feeling great. And, I know we had a limited time to, get ready for the season because we never knew when it was gonna start. So, yeah, it's been about a couple of weeks, month. I'm not too sure, to be honest. The days, kind of blend together during quarantine.
With the season being so short, this is really a one-stop shop of getting it right. So I think we have a good schedule down and a good formula to get it right.
Certainly in this clubhouse, I think our mindset doesn't change regardless of how many games we have to play in order to reach that pinnacle. And so I don't anticipate us going about our business any different than that.
The Bombers face the defending champion Washington Nationals in prime time on July 23rd. And now the man who batted .388 in his MVP season of 1977. I tell people all the time, in addition to being such a great baseball player, that you are a wonderful man, because every year when I get a chance to see you in Cooperstown, you're so great with the fans, walking up the street there in Cooperstown, signing autographs, taking pictures, and you're always so nice to everyone. It's really been great to have the opportunity to connect with you in Cooperstown. And as I mentioned, I think it's sad that certain things right now are not going to be able to go down this summer. I'm going to miss being in Cooperstown and miss seeing you, but I'm definitely looking forward to bigger and better days, especially when it comes to the return of baseball and possibly things like the pandemic maybe subsiding at some point.
The great thing about being in the Hall, it's one of the greatest fraternities in the world. And when I was, elected and I went up to do my speech, Bobby Dorr, who was a former second baseman, came up to me and he says, "Rod, welcome to one of the greatest fraternities in the world." And it is, because it's a special place for all of us as kids playing this game and playing consistently. We never thought about the Hall of Fame. We just thought about going out and doing our jobs and being consistent with it. And eventually it came to all of us, to Mickey and Sandy and Jackie and Roy, all the great players that have played the game. They will always say to you, "I didn't play this game to go into the Hall of Fame. I played it because it's a little boy sport," like Roy Campanella said. And, I had a lot of fun doing that.
And you're actually in 4 Hall of Fames, because it's not just the Twins and the Angels and the Baseball Hall of Fame, but you're also in the Caribbean Hall of Fame as well.
Well, they finally got me in there. They have invited me quite a few times to, come back to the ceremonies. But you know what? I'm so afraid to fly that when I don't have to go someplace, I'm keeping my feet on the ground, and that's one of the reasons. But I'm honored. I'm honored that Latin American Baseball has decided to include me in their Hall of Fame also.
Now, Rod, in addition to that, you also have a new book that's out from Triumph Books titled One Tough Out, Fighting Off Life's Curveballs. So personally, you've endured really an incredible career outside of the good stuff. You had an abusive father when you were growing up. As you mentioned, poverty and racism. You lost a daughter to leukemia. You had a heart transplant. So what made you decide now that you wanted to share your story?
My youngest daughter, who passed away with leukemia. When we were checking her into Children's Hospital here in California, and she saw all these kids in the hallways kicking soccer balls and hockey with hockey sticks, and they're pulling their poles around, and these kids were laughing and having a good time. So she kind of come right up next to me and she says, "Dad," she says, "no matter what happens to me, you've got to try and help all these kids make a go at it." And she said that to me because during my career, I wasn't very vocal with the press. I stayed away from the press because I felt, every time I said something, they made big news out of it, and I didn't appreciate it. So she got me out of my little box of quietness, and she said, let your voice be heard, Dad, because people will listen to you. You played Major League Baseball for a lot of years. People has followed your career, and they understand, that you guys aren't perfect and you make mistakes, but they still want to give you a chance to help them. So since that day, I've opened up my heart to doing different things where I can help people. And Jackie Robinson was my childhood hero, and like Jackie says, when you can take time to do something to someone's life, that's a great trait that maybe God has given me.
Well, Rod, you've had really such a remarkable life, a remarkable story, and it's all captured here in this new book. It's a great read. It's available through Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and TriumphBooks.com. It's really been great to have you on the show, and I'm hoping that our fans that are tuning in go out and cop the book because it's a really great read.
Well, thanks so much. And one of the main reasons of the book was to talk about the heart conditions that, continue to kill so many people in this country, and it's the number one killer of men and women. So, we have to pay attention to these things. We have to pay attention to our health and be thankful that God has given us the opportunity to have good times and bad times, but that knowing that He's always going to be there for you. And He has our lives planned out from the day we were born. He knows exactly what we're going to do, where we're going to end up, and what we're going to do with our lives. So my part, I guess, is helping people. And I played with a great guy, by the name of Harmon Carew. And he always used to tell me, he used to call me Junior. And he says, Junior, it doesn't cost anything to be nice. So when you meet someone, be nice to them, be nice to the fans. And that's what I try to do. That's the way I try to lead my life today.
It's always great to have you around and to chat with you about the game. And like I said, it's been great to see you in person every summer. I'm hoping that comes back around very soon.
I do too. I really do, because I miss it this year. I've been to just about every one of them since I was elected to go, and I try to be there and respect all the players that are coming in and the ones that are waiting. So, like Bobby Dorr said, it's one of the greatest fraternities in the world, and we have a great time. Jane Forbes Clark does a heck of a job in having the guys come in. Some years we have 40, 50 guys come in, and it's a first-class operation. And then at the end of the induction, we have a dinner that it's for all Hall of Famers. Guys they pig out, and they have a great time. And we have these different tables. We have the 300-pitcher games table. We have the 500 home run hitters table. We have the 3,000 hit tables. We're all spread out, but we're all ragging on each other during the course of the evening. So it turns out to be a good time for us, and we're just like little kids, We played the game of little kids, and we end up in the Hall of Fame as little kids.
Well, congratulations again, Rod, on the book. And like I said, it's a really great read. I encourage everyone at home to pick it up and get a chance to hear more about your story. I think a lot of people know about your accolades on the baseball diamond, but they don't know about everything else in terms of resilience that you've had to go through in your life.
I'm just a normal person. I was just blessed with the opportunity to do something that a lot of people couldn't do or weren't blessed with. So thanks so much. I really appreciate it.